Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's John Vogt, and today I'm going to unveil the brand new Sigma 28 to 45 DG DN 1.8 Sony E-mount lens. And before we get started, I just want to give a shout out to Sammy's Camera out in Santa Ana. They were the folks that I purchased it from. They were very helpful, and you know, before I get into unveiling, I just want to say that, or I want to explain why I purchased the lens, because from an outsider's perspective, it may seem like, well, the 28 to 45 seems pretty limited in its focal length, and I would agree with that. But given that it's a 1.8, that's what really made me interested in this lens. And you might say, oh, well, there's prime lenses that also have, you know, that aperture or are that fast. But for me, I shoot video, and sometimes I want a little bit of play in my focal length because I don't want to be swapping out between lenses. So from what I saw, you know, this lens almost completes three different lenses that Sigma provides. So if I can get it all in one, that's why I wanted to get it. In addition to the focal lengths, I also wanted to purchase this lens because not everybody has this lens. It literally just was released yesterday, and I thought of it as an opportunity to position myself as maybe a handful of people that own this lens that could then rent it out to locals here in the Southern California area. So that's sort of my thinking behind it. I've never posted on ShareGrid to actually rent. I've only rented from other people. So this would be the first iteration of gear that I actually put up on the marketplace for other people to rent. So that was very long-winded. Let's get right into it. So first, I did buy this filter here. It is a clear filter that I wanted to protect my investment with. It is an 82mm front diameter, so it will fit the lens, and this will protect my investment. So the gentleman at Sammy's Camera recommended it. Thank you very much. It wasn't something that I was initially going to pick up when I first walked into the door, but I'm glad that I did. All right. So there it is, the Sigma 28 to 45 f1.8 DG DN art lens. And this is for the Sony E-mount. And yeah, let's just open it up and see what's inside. The box is a little dinged up. I guess it got kind of tossed around in the back of my car as I was driving, or maybe on their end as they were delivering it. Also, I've never done an unboxing before, so this is all new territory for me. We got a limited warranty. I'll probably look at that a little bit later. Oh, a 4-year warranty, okay. Authorized dealer. Got some options on the back there. Looks like a manual in various languages. And then a warranty sticker, so that's cool. And here we go. So coming in that case, see if there's anything else in here. Some more gack in here, okay. We got a strap for said case. Put that off to the side. I wonder what this 24 means. I wonder if that's like the lens number. I'm not sure what that 24 means, but maybe something to look up a little later. Got a strap, nice strap, a nice case for it. I have purchased a Sigma lens prior, and these cases are really nice. I usually use it in a pinch where I don't have like a satchel to carry an additional lens, so this or at least with my 24-70, I am able to just kind of like buckle it around my waist as if it's a belt. And I assume that I could probably do the same thing with this lens. So let's open it up. Okay, some nice foam at the top, that's nice. Okay, so we got the lens, and then we got the lens hood at the bottom. Keep that over there. All right. This is nice. So my first initial reaction to this is that, you know, people were saying that it was pretty heavy. I think, though, that it's fairly okay given the weight of the 24-70. I believe I have the Mark I version, and I'm okay with how heavy it is. You know, given that it is a zoom lens, I expect it to be a little bit heavier than, you know, a prime lens would be. And it's not gonna break the bank as far as like, oh, I'm gonna have to be lugging this thing around. It's like what I do, like I'm used to lugging my gear around. It's not an issue for me. What is important is having various focal lengths that I can choose. So right off the bat, the weight feels okay to me. Like it's not anything crazy. I'm not thinking about, oh man, this is going to be heavy, because what I tend to find, because I shoot on the FX6, is that you know, a lot of the times it'll feel like the back of the camera it's pretty heavy because I have V-mount batteries on the back. But with this lens, hopefully now there'll be some even distribution of weight when I'm carrying it from the top handle. So yeah, let's just see what we have going on. So, I mean, right here I'm kind of playing with the zoom range there, and it feels good. It doesn't feel like I have to, like right now I'm applying pressure and it's not moving. It's only once I give it a little bit more that it starts to pull or push through the zoom length. So that's pretty nice. I like that feeling because it doesn't feel like, you know, when I'm at a 40, like I'm gonna slip into like a 45 at any point. It's like locked in there, which is really nice. So leave it at the 28. Got the focus, autofocus, manual focus. That was another reason why I bought this lens, was because I really wanted to increase the volume of my autofocus lenses. You know, I'm a cinematographer, so I'm usually using manual focus lenses, but there are scenarios where, you know, it would just be so much more convenient to have something that is autofocus that, you know, if I'm operating on a dolly, I don't have to be pulling focus and operating at the same time. I can, you know, tap on somebody's eye and then focus on the movement rather than pulling and then trying to tilt and pan with it at the same time, and maybe even changing my focus distance as I'm going through that move, because that's challenging. And you know, I can do it. It's possible, but at the same time, if I can mitigate or release that aspect of the move, if I'm not, you know, graced with a first AC on set, then this is something that I can lean on to acquire that shot that may be difficult for me to capture on my own. So let's look at this. This is pretty cool. This is the Aperture Ring. Seems like maybe it's locked. Okay, here we go. So now I'm able to go all the way through this. This is nice. The Sigma 24-70, the version that I have, doesn't have this clicking as an option. And for me to see this visually rather than having to, you know, kind of thumb through the menu a little bit or use the scroll wheel, I like it. I feel like it'll make me feel confident as I'm deciding where to go. Now let's see here. So I just flicked that switch and okay, it's still kind of still the same, still locked. Okay, automatic. But when I do this, it's locked. So this locks it into automatic, which is interesting. So I wonder if it's an automatic, if I'll be able to control the aperture via the scroll wheel on my camera. I'm sure that's what I'll be able to do. Otherwise, this seems unnecessary to have a locking mechanism. I was actually hoping that what this would do is, you know, if I were to flick it into this, I guess, lock setting, then I would have no clicks. You know, it would just kind of go through the aperture fluidly, as if, you know, we were pulling on the zoom range. But yeah, so I don't know. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So when it's actually pulled down, I can't thumb it into automatic. But let's see. So now I just flicked it to the black. Okay, so black, you can get it into automatic and all the way through the range. And when it's in white, you're locked in automatic. Flick it back to black so I can come over here, go back to white. And yeah, so if you're in white, it seems like you're stuck either in the manual setting or you're stuck in the automatic setting. Interesting. So on here, oh, click. Oh, there's a click button down here. So let's see. So I just flick that. So it was in this position. Now it's in this position. Okay, and it's still locked over here because it's in the white mode. Ooh, okay, that's nice. So now I'm able to move through this in a very fluid fashion, as if I was pulling on the zoom. So I like that. That's really nice. I don't see myself really coming into a scenario where I would use this, but the fact that I can get like an increment of, you know, say like a third of light that maybe I can't get if it's just in the click setting, that brings on different possibilities with this lens that maybe you wouldn't have if you were just limited to a click. So that's nice. I like that. And I like how it's captured through this click mechanism. And yeah, now we're back in the click. Cool. All right, so we got a button here and a button here. I did have these, or I do have these on my Sigma to 24 lenses, but I never found myself using them. You know, I use that lens specifically more for photography, and I always found myself hitting the AF button. You know, I think it's like the eye autofocus button. So yeah, I wonder, you know, for video purposes, what could be the benefit of programming a button to do a certain thing? We shall see. Okay, now I'm messing with the manual focus. It is a continuous focus, so you know, it doesn't give you any hard stops, and that's fine. You know, I didn't purchase this lens really to manual focus. I do find scenarios where, you know, the autofocus can be breathing a little bit because it's not able to find, excuse me, what it is that I'm looking for. So there are moments where I'll pop it into manual focus and I will just grab focus and then maybe get the shot because it's a static shot, or maybe someone walks into the shot. So it is nice to have, you know, a manual focus ring to capture things where the autofocus may be just breathing a little bit more. Cool. Yeah, and also this ring feels nice. It's not super fluid where I'm able to just like spin it around. It feels, you know, you got to put some torque into the twist in order to operate the manual focus. 24, yeah, I wonder what that means, because I see 24 here, but you know, there's obviously like a serial number right here, so yeah, it's interesting. Let's go ahead and look at the optic. Okay, it's interesting that it came with some you know, little white marks around the edges, almost like, okay, it's able to just kind of wipe off with my finger. Yeah, you know, new plastic maybe, or I don't know, maybe some kind of coating to preserve it. I'm not sure. But yeah, the glass looks really nice. I'm actually gonna put this. So for those of you that don't know, when you're storing a lens, you always want it to be at the widest aperture. I'm not exactly sure why that is the case. And then if I did see where the markings were on my focus ring, I would set it to infinity. So, you know, if you're on set, maybe you're in AC and you're swapping lenses and you're handed the lens and you have to be the one to go and put it back in the case, what you'll want to do is you'll want to throw the aperture all the way to open, and then you'll put the focus all the way to infinity. And it's to ensure that you know, the lens maintains its calibration, because sometimes you know, a case can like get bumped along, and if it's not set into the wide open settings, then the internal parts could move around a bit, causing some fluctuation. So pro tip, if you're ever storing a lens, make sure you throw it to wide open and then infinity. Your DP or your other AC friends will be really impressed when they grab a lens and they see that they're set to these two settings. Little pro tip for you. So yeah, let's get back into it. It's interesting. So right now I am operating the aperture, but it's actually not moving internally. So that's something that's new, because normally, you know, on like a fully manual lens, if you're messing with the iris, you can see it plainly. The iris fluctuate, either open or closed, and right now it's not doing that. So, you know, I'm not sure what kind of internal programming goes into these lenses, but maybe it's set to, you know, whatever manufacturer standard it needs to be set at, so that it maintains its integrity. Maybe, I don't know, I'm just guessing. So if I move through the focus ring, or if I move through the zoom ring, I can see the elements moving in there, and it doesn't look like it's moving too far, which is to be expected, but it does feel like, you know, there's some distance that's being cleared. I always like looking at these Sigma lenses, you know, the glass that they use, it's the coating probably. It has like a magenta and a green hue to it. And to me, that's always like a tall tale sign, like, oh, I'm gonna use like my Sigma glass. You know, I'm sure other glass has that kind of coating on it, but for the lenses that I have in my kit, that's what I associate it with. I also have Canon FDs, and those have like this amber, almost like a blue kind of look to it. They could even have this kind of green in there too. Yeah, they're interesting, especially depending on what FDs I have. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, it looks good. I'm gonna pop this back onto it. It's a 82 millimeter front, and in my kit, I have 82 millimeter screw-on filters. So it's nice that it's in the same ecosystem. I don't have to get anything special to adapt my current filters onto it, or to adapt my matte box onto it. It's good to go right out of the box. I guess just for fun, we'll take off the back cap, look inside. Looks good. You know, a little more movement, not a whole lot. I like to leave these back caps on, but yeah, we've got like some pins over here. Just because, I don't know, for me it's harder to clean the back of a lens than it is to clean the front. The front of the lens is super easy to clean always. The back can be a little tricky sometimes. So as I just kind of play with the lens, I can feel the elements of glass in there move. I'm not gonna shake it around, but it is something to keep in mind. So yeah, there it is, the Sigma 28 to 45 lens. Brand new lens just came out. It's the first day of summer, and it's June 2024. So I'm excited to get it out into the field. I'm going to use it this weekend on a project. I'm shooting a proof of concept for a feature-length film, and I really wanted something that was going to give me a much shallower depth of field. You know, we're shooting these landscapes, and you know, I do want to see the landscape, but I really want that separation from the world and really be able to see my characters for what they are. So this lens is hopefully going to accomplish what it is I'm looking for. It's going to save me time and energy because I can use the autofocus, and you know, it's a zoom, so it's going to allow me to not swap lenses as frequently. So I'm very excited to use it, and you know, if anything, the weight of it, it's gonna make me stronger. So yeah, can't complain there. Always trying to get stronger, always trying to learn more, gain more. Yeah, just be better all day, every day. So thanks for taking the time to watch the video, and yeah, I'll probably do another review of the lens and you know, get a subject in front of the camera so that we can see how it performs. You know, it was an NDA that I had to sign for this project over the weekend, so won't be able to use any of that footage, at least not for now. But here it is, the Sigma 28 to 45 f1.8 lens.